All right. How's everybody doing? You guys doing good? Good, good, good. Well, excellent, excellent, excellent. My name is Matthew Welch. I'm the field chairman of all of GFI, and I couldn't be more excited to be on with you guys today. I know that we have people logging in from all 50 states, Canada, the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, just all over. And we couldn't be more excited to have you guys on today. Today, we're going to be covering why GFI is on the move, why GFI has turned into a movement in the entire financial industry, why there's been an influx of agents from all different companies around the industry migrating to GFI and the opportunity that we have here today. And so it's going to be short and sweet, and we're going to get into the details of what truly makes GFI special and what's really the reason behind everyone transitioning over to GFI. But what I do want to tell you, just my story and how big of a difference that this platform and this company and the leadership and the culture and the environment and the systems and the processes has made in my career and my family, and the success of not only us, but the success of our team, our organization, our agency that we've had the privilege to build over the years. You know, I came into the industry about 10 years ago. I was 19 years old. I had no background in financial services. I always tell people that I had my PhD, my public high school diploma, and I was right out of high school. And I remember coming into this industry and I started to have a little bit of success. I did pretty well. I crossed over six figures within my first 12 months in the industry at 19, 20 years old. And I went on a couple of years later to get to a point where I was making about $300,000 a year. And so just imagine this. I'm 5.5 years into the industry. I'm earning around $300,000 a year. I got about 100 licensed agents in my agency at that time. Of that $300,000, about half of that was my personal income. That was me sitting down with families, protecting them, putting them in a great place financially, educating them, teaching them, really helping them get all of their finances in order, right? And so I was making about $300,000 a year. But I felt like there was just something missing. Anyone ever feel that way, right? Like you just feel like, I'm in the industry. There's all these people having success, or, within certain companies there is, and there's people that are out there winning. There's people that are out there doing incredibly well, right? I go on Google and I type in the average income of a life insurance agent, and it's over $100,000 a year. And, or maybe you're on this call right now and you're making $500,000, you're making $1 million, 1.5, 2 million, 3 million. 5 million. And maybe you just feel like you're stuck and there's another level, but you just don't know how to get to that next level. That's how I felt. That's how I felt about 3.5 years ago, when all of a sudden I got introduced to Eric Olson and his mentorship and his leadership and his coaching and his guidance, where I started getting access to the systems and processes that GFI operates with. I started getting access to the culture, the leadership, the mentorship, the environment. And all of a sudden, within about a 3.5 year period, we went from 100 licensed agents because of this mentorship, because of this coaching, because of this guidance, because of the culture and environment. We went from about 100 licensed agents to now over 3,500 licensed agents. Let me say it again. Now over 3,500 licensed agents just in my agency in the last 3.5 years. We went from earning about $300,000 a year in income, with half of that being my personal pen, half of that being my earned income, to now we're making that over every single month. This month we'll make about $500,000, and that's without me even sitting down with one client. And so why do I tell you this? I tell you this because if you're logging in right now and maybe you're with a different carrier out there or a different company out there, or maybe you're independent, or maybe you've started your own, life insurance agency, whatever it might be, and you just feel like there's another level. There is another level, but you need coaching and mentorship and guidance and the culture and the systems and the processes and the technology in order to get to that next level. And that's exactly what happened to me. I got access to something that I didn't have for 5.5 years. I always was the right person. I always was a hard worker, but there were just little pieces that I was missing. And when all of a sudden I got those pieces, it allowed us to transform our life. And not just transform our life, but it gave us the ability to put our agents and those that we were leading and those that we made promise to in a lot better of a situation, where they're now earning more than they've ever earned before. They're helping more people than they've ever helped before. Their families are in better situations. Their marriages are thriving. They have better relationships with their children. They're just overall happier. They're traveling, right? This went from a burden of them trying to earn income to them wanting to show up every single day because they actually learned the tools. They actually learned the recipe for how to win, how to succeed. And that's exactly what those on the GFI platform have, which is, once again, we've had so many people come to GFI over the last 6 months. Get this, okay? Get this. In the first 6 months, we've had over 16,000 agents partner with our firm. We've helped over 16,000 clients improve their financial situation. So within a 6-month period, we've helped over 32,000 people improve their life, which means that we are officially the fastest growing financial institution in North America, right? This is a movement, and we are looking for people who want more. We are looking for integrity-driven people, character-driven people who know they're the right person, but maybe they're just missing an environment. Maybe they're missing culture. Maybe they're missing strategy. And that's exactly what we have here today. So I want to give you just a little bit of detail on what makes GFI special, what went into creating the model, creating the platform that we have today, because I really feel that if you can catch what it is that I'm about to go over with you, this could be absolutely life-changing. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. And I know a lot of us might have been in the industry for a certain amount of time and we feel like we're beating our head against the wall. Well, guess what? If nothing changes, nothing changes. Sometimes you have to give up good to get to great. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm so grateful for it because once again, our family's better because of it. Our agents and their families are better because of it. And all the clients that we now have the opportunity to sit down with, their families are in a better situation as well. And so to give you an idea, as we were creating the GFI platform, as we were creating our model, there were a lot of things that were non-negotiable for us. The first thing being products had to be the best thing for the client, right? The products had to be the best thing for a client because in our opinion, you can't pay a good person enough money to do bad things. You can't. And so we wanted to make sure that as people transition to the GFI models, they transition to the GFI platform and they decide that this is where they're going to build their family business, that they can be confident and feel good about the products and services that they were putting in place for their clients. And that was important to us because we already knew that we were going to be offering incredibly high compensation. We knew there was going to be ownership, but in our opinion, that's not enough, right? You can have ownership, you can have incredibly high contracts, but if you're a person of integrity, you want to make sure that every single night that when you go to bed, you can put your head on the pillow and feel good about what you do, which is why we wanted to make sure that we had the absolute best products and services that are on our shelf when we're sitting down with families and we're helping them improve their financial situation. Another thing that we paid attention to is contractual business ownership. What do I mean by that? Meaning that as you reach executive levels, you move into leadership roles with our firm, we give you the ability to sign contracts taking full ownership of your business. Meaning you could pass it on to your family, you get to place beneficiaries and contingents on that to make sure that if you're going to work hard the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, you might as well own it at the end. And we want to make sure that that happens. One of the reasons this was so important for us as we were creating this model is because a lot of us come from different companies out there that promise certain ownership, and then we come to find out that it wasn't real ownership, or they said something and then it was subject to change. So it looked good on paper, but in fine print it said subject to change, which then meant that I can build something the next 20, 30 years, and then all of a sudden my family not truly have the ability to receive that and me not really being in a position where I could pass that down. And so the fact that we built contractual business ownership, that as you reach executive ranks, you become an executive marketing director on our platform, an agency owner, you get to sign a contract taking ownership of your business. You could pass it on to your kids, you could sell it. And that's a beautiful part about our model is that real business ownership. I had somebody reach out to me the other day. They said, Matt, I'm definitely interested in GFI, but I want to read that business ownership contract. And so I gave them the ability to, and guess what they said? They said, oh my goodness, this is incredible, right? How do I get involved, right? And that was that conversation. And so that's a really, really big deal. Once again, not subject to change. It's yours, it's your family's, and that's a beautiful thing. Another thing that we paid attention to is we wanted to make sure that the builders and the bonuses regarding compensation were extremely high because we wanted to create a no-brainer, right? In sales, the best sales process is to create an offer that people can't refuse. And so what we did is we did our due diligence on the entire industry. We looked at every company in the industry. We looked at their compensation model. We looked at every company in the industry, and we took the good, we left the bad, we made what was good better, and we left the bad out completely. And that's how we created our compensation model. That's how we created the business ownership. That's how we chose the companies in which we did business with. That's how we did all of these things. So having super high personal builders and bonus compensation is huge. There's companies out there that they might have high personal, but they don't have builders compensation. Or they might have decent builders compensation, but the personal compensation is horrible. Or maybe they have personal and builders compensation, but the bonuses are always changing and you don't really know what you're going to get or when you're going to get it or how it's going to pay out. And it's just kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. And so for us, we wanted to keep it simple, right? We wanted to keep it simple where everyone could understand it. Another thing was a strong and unified culture. You know, we've always been a firm believer that the village raises the people. And one reason that a lot of agents in the company, right, distance themselves from a culture and or from an environment is because it's not a unified culture. They're afraid that if their people meet someone else, that they have to worry about what's going to happen to their business or what's going to happen to their team or maybe manipulation or something out there. And for us, one thing that we've done so well is create a brotherhood and a sisterhood, where it's not just something we talk about, it's our agents truly have each other's back. But what's even more powerful than that, it's not just our agents have each other's back, that those in leadership have each other's back. It's not a dog eat dog world, because everyone's thinking about the big picture, which is how do we make this the greatest company that the industry has ever seen? So everyone's fighting for each other. Everyone's helping each other. It's a team, and team stands for together, everyone achieves more. And that's exactly what we have. It's built for the people and not for the company profits. What do I mean by this? Meaning that our compensation contracts are built and designed to put the most amount of money in our agents' pockets. You know, there's a lot of companies out there where they have to bow down and send money to all these different companies above them. The problem with that is when there's all these different companies above you, because you don't really own your business, right? The overriding company owns the business and owns what's going on. The problem with this is they have to send those profits up. When those profits go up, that means the profits don't go to the field. And so we wanted to make sure that those profits went to our field, because we are not selling. That is not our vision. That's not our goal. That's not what we're going to do. And so we don't mind paying out what we're paying out, because we're not worrying about giving a percentage to one of these other companies that owns our company, because we own the company, right? This isn't our company. This is our company. So we're all coming together to make sure that the most amount of money goes into the agent's pocket versus to all these companies that might own the company, like these other platforms that are out there, right? We have proven systems where anyone can win. This is huge, right? One of the reasons that we went from 100 licensed agents to over 3,500 licensed agents just in my agency alone was because of the proven systems where it gave, you know, your ordinary person with extraordinary beliefs and desires and wants the ability to come in, follow the system as simple as 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and start to achieve high levels of success. We have our technology. You know, one thing that we're proud of is we are officially a fintech company, the first of its kind, a financial technology company. And so one thing that we pride ourselves on is the digital experience, which gives us the ability not only to track our business at levels that most people in the industry will never have the ability to track their business, but it also gives us the ability to help our clients in record-breaking time, right? I remember being in the industry, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, right? You might help a client and it might take 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks just to get a client approved. And now we're able to get clients approved in under 10 minutes. And the portfolio of products and services that we are adding to that approval process is growing by the month, which is giving us the ability to help families in record-breaking time. We have technology that gives us the ability to take products and services, put it up against every other product and service in the entire industry. So we always know that what we are doing for the client is truly the best thing for them. We even have a product board that helps guide the entire company to make sure that no matter what, our agents are always doing the best thing for the client versus doing what's the best thing for their pockets. You know, one thing that we pride ourselves on is we put the mission before the commission, and we truly stand by that. And last but not least, as we were creating GFI, we wanted to make sure that we had leadership that understands the needs of the field, right? There's a lot of companies out there, and they have people in leadership that have never sold an IUL. They've never sold a term policy. They've never grown an agency. They've never done a rollover. They've never helped develop somebody into a leader in their organization. They never got anyone licensed before. So how do they possibly know what the agents are going through? And how do they possibly know what resources the agents need because they've never done it? And one thing that I absolutely love is that we have leadership that understands what the field force needs. This is huge. From our CEO, Eric Olson. Eric Olson has promoted on a builder's model, has promoted more direct leaders than any other person in the history of the industry, which is powerful. He's one of 2 people ever in the history of the industry to get to a point where they were making over $1 million per month on a platform. One of them that's done it is in their 70s. Eric's only 42 years old, and he's mentoring the company, guiding the company. He's in a new city every single week, helping people develop their skill sets, mentoring them, coaching them, and he's the CEO of the entire company. We have Greg Cap, who's been in the industry for 45 plus years, and he's done this multiple times where he's helped companies go from good to great, and he's the spiritual mentor helping guide the company. And we have so many other great leaders that are within the executive leadership team that have had tremendous success in the industry that are helping guide the field force, making sure that our agents always have the absolute best. And that's a really, really big deal. So to give you an idea of some of our credibility and who we do business with, right? We're in partnership with a company called Ethos. And there might be other carriers out there that have Ethos on their platform, but they don't have the relationship and partnership with Ethos the way that we do, right? We are truly a partnership with Ethos to the point that when I add an agent to my agency, it uploads into the Ethos portal, letting us know that we need to go help that agent and make sure that them and their family gets protected, because we've combined our technology, we've merged our technology, and this is a very big deal. They're customizing products and services, adding to their platform and to their shelf to give us the ability to help families in record-breaking time. They've invested tens of millions of dollars into our technology because we were focused, and we are focused on being that fintech company and being in partnership with Ethos, a technology platform backed by some of the largest venture capitalist firms in the entire world, like Sequoia Capital and SoftBank. That's a huge deal, right? That's a huge deal. Sequoia Capital helped take Instagram public, helped take Instacart public, helped take Zillow public, helped take all these different companies public. And one of the reasons we wanted to have that partnership is because our vision and our goal is to go public in 7 years. And guess what? Sequoia Capital, Ethos, all these companies know exactly how to do it. Hence the strategic partnership that we've created, giving our agents the best opportunity long-term for a net worth play. We have founders with over 100 plus years of experience. So this isn't something that we're figured out. We have proven strategy on how to win. We have proven systems on how to make this thing happen, right? Our founders with tons of credibility is really helping everyone succeed at high levels, but extremely fast. I can't tell you the amount of stories of people that have come into GFI and have had record-breaking months within their first month, their second month. I have a woman in our organization, her best month ever was $30,000 in 1 month. She was making about $250,000 a year last year. And within her first 70 days with GFI, she made over $107,000. Think about that. First 70 days, 107,000, right? We have agents that their best month ever was 70 grand. This month, they'll make over 350 grand. We've had over 500 people have an absolute record-breaking month, which is a very, very big deal. We're in partnership with over 25 plus A-rated Fortune 500 financial institutions. Here's about 8 or 15 of them that are on our shelf, and we have 25 different companies that are on our shelf. We're licensed in all 50 states, Puerto Rico, Canada, the Virgin Islands, and 30 plus countries. We're actually going to be doing a training in Mexico in 2 weeks because we are officially going into Mexico, which is a very big deal. And last but not least, we have industry-leading persistency. What does that mean? We have incredible client retention, meaning that the clients that we help stay on the books with us long term. And that's huge. A lot of companies out there, do you know what they have? 50, 60, 70% persistency, which is no bueno. That's not good. For us, we do the right thing for the client. We make sure that our process is done correctly. We educate them. We teach them. We build long-lasting relationships with them. We truly service them as if they were our own family. Hence why the clients that we help stay on the books with us long-term. So that's very, very powerful. What I also want to break down for you is the 6 ways that we're able to earn income. We have personal income. We have agency income, meaning that you can build an agency just kind of like in real estate where there's brokers and there's agents, and these agents go out there and help families, and the broker is able to earn agency income. That's a very big deal. We have that. But what's powerful about our model is we don't just want you to be an agent. We want to train you to take on an agency owner role, a leadership role where you become an executive marketing director on our platform. And the beautiful part about this is as you train and develop others to take on leadership roles, your income does not flank. We have 7 generations worth of pay, and that's a huge deal. Some companies out there don't have any generations. Some only have 1 or 2. Some might be only limited to 6, but we have 7 generations of income that we pay out, which is a very big deal because that means that we have an incentive to help people get to the next level. You know, our philosophy has always been that if you help enough people get to where they want to be, then you'll get to where you want to be. We have bonus income where we pay out monthly bonuses. We have annual bonuses. And guess what? You always know what you're going to get. And that's huge. You always know what you're going to get. My bonus last month was $68,000 from the month before. It didn't take me 12 months to get it. Didn't take me 3 months to get it. Within 2.5 weeks of the month closing, we got a $68,000 bonus, which is pretty exciting. And that's how all of our bonuses pay out. We have recurring income and renewal income, meaning as you help a client today, every year on the anniversary date, you're able to earn renewals, which is powerful. And then we have equity shares with plans to take the company public. You know, we have a huge goal that in 6.5 years, we're going to go public. Do you want to know why? Because it's the best thing for the company and it's the best thing for the agent. That's a huge deal. It's the best thing for both. And the reason we did it that way is because there's a lot of companies out there that sold, but it was only good for the person that owned the company. It wasn't good for the rest of the entire field. And so we wanted to make sure that we built credibility behind the company, but we wanted to make sure that our people and those that helped grow the company get to benefit, profit, and prosper through helping scale and grow the company, which is why we're going public versus selling, because it's the best thing for our agents. And that's our plan. And that's our focus. Hence the strategic partnerships that we've developed, you know, because of the 6.5-year, 7-year play that we have. So what really separates us? Okay. What really separates us? So I want to break down the difference, and this is about it. And I'm going to be done here today, but I want to show you the difference between other companies out there and the GFI movement, the Global Financial Impact Movement. So first and foremost, most companies out there, they only pay at 6 to 9 month commission advances. Meaning if you help a client, you're only getting 6 months of that commission up front, 9 months of that commission up front. And for us, we have 12-month upfront annualization. Do you know why we have that? Because the good business that we do, because of our strong persistency. You know, there are people that I've met with that have been in the industry and they own agencies and they've been in the industry for 15 years. And they're like, you have 12-month upfront annualization? I've been in the industry 15 years and our company only has 6 months or 9 months, or everyone's on as earns. And for us, absolutely not. We want the best of the best. And that's not just one company. That's a requirement for every company that we do business with. Okay. A lot of companies out there have capped commissions, meaning you can't make more than 2,000, 3,000, or 5,000. But guess what? We have uncapped commissions. You know, one of our agents that came from another company not too long ago, last week, he got a $15,000 pay cycle from helping one client. And I said, hey, just curious, if you were with your previous platform, how much would you have earned? He said, I would have been capped at $3,500. I said, are you kidding me? You would have left $12,500 on the table? He said, unfortunately, yeah. So guess what? With us, we don't have those issues. Most companies out there are employee ran, meaning they have to bow down and answer to other companies that own them. So it's ran by an employee. Let me ask you a question. If you're an entrepreneur on this call, which if you logged in right now, I'm sure you believe you were an entrepreneur, and I would support that decision, except the fact that if you were having to answer to employees, are you really an entrepreneur? Right? How does it feel being an entrepreneur having to answer to employees? Probably doesn't feel very good. So most companies out there are ran by employees because they are owned by corporate. You know, this is a movement of entrepreneurs leading entrepreneurs, right? We built this business for the people. And so the entire company is ran by entrepreneurs and field leaders because we wanted to make sure that our agents always had the absolute best. Most companies out there are stuck in the Stone Age, right? They're operating like the Flintstones, right? There's no motor, there's no vehicle. Their feet are pedaling on the ground and trying to move from point A to point B. But for us, we're all about fintech, technology, and the digital experience. For us, we are bringing technology into things because it gives us the ability to streamline things, and then it gives us the ability to accelerate at all-time levels. Right? Most companies out there have no business management software. We have business management software where you can look at your ratios, you can look at your business, you can truly see what's going on. You can look at your downline and see what they're doing all in one platform versus spread out amongst 5, 6, 7 companies. It's all a one-stop shop business management software. Most companies out there have limited to no retreats, right? Limited to no retreats. But guess what we have? Monthly retreats and incentive trips. I literally just got back 3 days ago. We took 250 of our top leaders to Cabo. We had an absolute blast. Our philosophy is help people, make big money, have fun, travel the world, and change lives. And so guess what we do? We do a lot of retreats and incentive trips where your people get extra coaching and mentorship. Most companies out there have one main company and one main product. And based off our due diligence, a lot of times that one main product and one main company isn't even the best thing for the client. What it is the best thing for is the agent's pockets, which in our opinion, there's no integrity in that. And so one thing that we pride ourselves on is all the companies that we have on our shelves, and all the companies pay the exact same. It's the same across the board because we don't want to give anyone the financial incentive to sell one thing over another because there's no integrity in that. Most companies have a high contract with one product or company, but once again, ours is the same across the board, right? Most companies get paid a percentage of target premium. They only get paid 75% of target premium or 80% of target premium. But for us, we get paid on 100% of target premium, which is a super big deal. That's a really, really big deal. Most companies out there, they already sold to corporate, which means there's no upside potential, and or they're getting the scraps of the upside potential because they already sold and gave a big check to someone else. And by giving that big check to someone else, you know what happened? That means that the rest of the field's not getting a big check, and or that big check's going to be limited, which is not good. For us, our plans is going public, which gives you all the upside potential. Those who help move the company are going to have the opportunity to participate in pre-IPO stock and truly get a huge benefit long-term over the next 6.5 years, right? No business ownership. For us, we have real contractual business ownership with beneficiaries. Most companies out there are sales-driven. Sell, 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 sell. They're all about the bottom line, and they're not as much about the people and the client. And for us, we pride ourselves on what we call the 5 F's. It's the fulfillment formula: faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. Your drive, your skill set, and your work ethic will determine how much money you make, but your integrity and your character will determine whether or not you can keep it. And so for us, we truly believe that the only way to really be successful is if you were successful in all areas. So we don't want you to just sell, 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 and make a living. We want you to build a business that you could be proud of, build a family you could be proud of, become better in your faith, become better in your fitness, become better in all areas of your life, and truly build a life of happiness versus just earning some extra income. Because if you just focus on earning income, guess what's going to happen? You might make some money, but you're going to be unfulfilled, because fulfillment comes from serving other people. And so for us, we're all about the 5 F's. We even trademarked that, which is a very big deal. Most companies out there have no real system. They say they do, but then everyone's marching to a different beat and nobody's following a process, and it's just scatterbrained. But for us, we have a proven system with a track record of success, that it's simple, easy, streamlined, and anybody can win with it. Most companies out there, their overrides flank. Their overrides flank. Meaning, if I take on a leadership role and I promote somebody to my leadership role, my income flanks. Are you kidding me? That means that I'm going to have to stay in the hunt and stay in the grind for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. But with our business, we have something called builder's compensation. So we have 133% personal and builder's compensation. By the way, that's not a manipulated percentage. That is the true percentage of what we pay to our agents, what we pay to the field. It's not one company or one product, right? We're not getting percentages of targets. That's not how it works. We get 100% of target, and then 133% of target is paying out to our agents in the field and the 7 generations through our builder's compensation. So you never have to worry about training someone to become as good as you, and then all of a sudden, you not earning income anymore. That doesn't sound good. That's not a win-win. For us, once again, if we help other people get to where they want to be, we'll get to where we want to be. Okay. So we have a financial incentive to help you succeed, because the builder's compensation keeps your income from flanking. Most companies out there have confusing bonus structures. You never really know what your bonus is going to get, what your bonus is going to be. You might not even know if you're going to receive a bonus. It might come 3 months from now. Like, nobody really knows. But for us, it's clear monthly and annual bonuses. One thing that I love is this December, we're doing something called an impact award ceremony, where we're going to be giving out 3% of all of company production to the top performing agents for this entire year. So we're not only do we do monthly bonuses, but we're doing an annual bonus where we're giving out over 3% of company revenue to our agents this year. And guess what we're tracking? Our focus this year is doing over 300 million points this year, $300 million in revenue, which means that we're going to be giving out $9 million in big bonus checks this December, which is awesome, right? Most companies, you can only override your hierarchy. You can only override your hierarchy. Some of you are like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, we wanted to give a financial incentive to those that have a big vision, those that have big goals, those that have big dreams, big desires. They want to build a massive agency. We wanted to give an incentive. So what the company has done, the company created a premier position in the company that once you acquire that title, you now get to override the entire company, not just your hierarchy. Why is that a big deal? One of the reasons that all these fractional companies out there were created is because as a leader got big, they wanted to earn some profits, and so they left. They left to go make money. But for us, we wanted to make sure that it was a one-stop shop where no leader has to go restart over because the company didn't take care of them. As a company, we are focused on taking care of our people. So as you climb into executive ranks and you earn the premier position with the company, you don't just get to override your hierarchy, you get to override the entire company. That's a huge deal, right? Most companies have limited to no training, meaning everyone's just kind of figuring it out. For us, we have a plug and play training model where we provide over 18 trainings a week on all the products, all the services, how to sell, how to build our system, our processes. We have over 18 trainings per week. So that way you could just plug your agents in, we'll train them for you. And guess what? You get to collect all the profits and revenue. That's a really big deal. Most companies have limited leadership and or leadership that got bought. What do I mean by that? Meaning there's no leadership at all, and or the leadership got offered a check, and because they got offered a check, they're no longer in the game helping everyone win, which means that they made a promise that they were going to help everyone change their life, and the moment they got good, they walked away. And that's not how we operate. We love this thing. This is our sport. This is what we love to do. We want to do this 24/7, 365. That's like trying to get Kobe Bryant to stop playing basketball or Michael Jordan to stop playing basketball. That's like trying to get Tom Brady to stop loving football. That's just not how it works. They love the game. They love the game. It was never about the money. It was about the love for the game. And what we have is a bunch of people that are help leading the company that have love for the game. They have love for the game. So not only is there strong leadership, the leadership is in the game because they love the game. There's overlapping leadership where it's not just you. You're not the lonely only on an island trying to create the environment. You get to leverage our entire platform. You get to leverage our training model. You get to leverage everything and grow your business. So you're in business for yourself because the contractual business ownership, but you're not in business by yourself because you have a family and team of people that are there to support you, there to help you, and that want to see you get to the next level. So in closing, this is what I would recommend, because obviously this wasn't enough information for you to be able to make a decision. So this is what I want to challenge you to do. Reach out to the person that invited you onto today's call. Reach out to the person who invited you onto today's call. They could break down our compensation. They could break down all the percentages, how everything works. But if you want to know more about our company, you can go to mygficonnect.com//sign up, and you can look into filling out an application to work with us. Or you can go to our website at globalfinancialimpact.com, and you can see more about who we are, what we do, what we stand for, the movement that we're on, and our focus of changing lives. So, hey, we're not looking for everyone, but we're looking for the right people. We're looking for the right people. Our focus is to correct an injustice. There's a lot of agents out there that aren't getting the help that they need. There's a lot of agents out there that aren't getting the support that they need. There's a lot of people out there that are sitting down with families, but they're not properly structuring their policies. There's a lot of people that just have no idea what they're doing. It's not their fault. They lack leadership, they lack culture, they lack training, they lack environment, and we have all of those things. So we are looking to correct the injustice that's going on in the industry. We want to help people. $84 trillion is exchanging hands over the next 6.5 years, and we are looking for people to help us supply that demand. And we know that the only way for us to supply that demand is if we have more people in leadership. Our goal is to have over 1 million licensed agents in the next 6.5 years. And the only way to get to 1 million licensed agents is if we incentivize growth through ownership and through developing the leadership team, which is exactly what we're doing. So hopefully you got a lot out of today. Thank you guys so much. Get with the person who invited you, and we'll see you guys next time. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.